On November 6th, there were over 1 million, if not more, women who woke up with their intuition pinging, and I was one of them. If you know, you know, you are a part of the 4 a.m. club, and you have been feeling and experiencing a lot of shifts, and really a call to rise into owning your own intuition. I have been doing this work, this type of work, feels like my entire life, and I'm going to share with you my 4 a.m. story and what has happened since then. It's been over a month, and what I'm being called to do to assist and support. So on election night, my sister and I were watching, and both of us are very, very intuitive, and we just felt something was off. It just didn't feel, it felt weird. It felt like I feel like we are actors in a play, and we are watching a play, but the background is like off, something is off. And so we just decided, okay, let's just turn this off, and we are going to go to sleep, and then we'll talk in the morning. So my sister, she goes to sleep, she is fast asleep, she's doing her thing. I go to sleep, and I'm awakened between, it was probably like 3:57, 3:55, something like that, around that time, and I knew it was going to be interesting, what I was going to see if I looked. And so I was like, I don't need to look, I already know what it is. But there was still a peace in my heart, like a peace that was like, well, I don't know why, but this isn't it, this isn't the end. And so I was like, okay. And so my sister finally comes into the room hours and hours later. I stayed up, and I just was really feeling into seeing what this meant for me, meant for my community, meant for everyone, and just really tapping into that energy. My sister comes into the room. I tell her what the results are. She fell to the ground. She just collapsed in tears. She was crying. There was a lot of ancestral healing and things that needed to come up. And so I held her, and then that made me cry. That really like inspired tears in me. And so there was just a lot of release, and just like whoosh. So throughout the day, like my sister was still like, I don't understand, this is crazy, does it make sense? I was like, yeah. So she's in her space in our home, and I'm in my space, and I just was like, there is a message that I get to tell her, because she gets to not feel that this is over, that there's gloom and gloom and all of that. And so I tapped in, and I really found the message that everything was going to be all right. And so I brought her many examples, and I was like, look, this is what this means. This is what that means. Like, it's going to be okay. And so after like the 4th time of me giving her more examples, more reasons, more TikTok videos, more things, that was just like, just hold on. You're going to be fine. This is going to be fine. We're going to be fine. She was able to switch and shift her energy. And then she was really into, okay, we're going to be okay. And so it was then that I really, really heard that this was what I needed to do. And so I went into my communities. I have communities, Facebook, Instagram, like my own communities, my paid communities, and I really brought the message that we are going to be okay, that things are going to be fine. It doesn't matter who does what or who is what. None of that matters. All that matters is you tapping into your intuition, moving forward. Most of my clients are entrepreneur women, so I'm like, make as much money as you can, because money in your hands is when we get to change the world, is when we get to determine how things look. And so I focused on that message. And so I say all this to say is that call, that rise, that I'm waking up at 4 in the morning kind of feeling, in that I'm tapping into my intuition, that message is very important for you, because it's a reminder that you get to trust your heart, you get to trust your soul, you get to trust all of the things that are coming up for you, and you are meant to utilize that intuition to make a difference in the lives of your family, if you're an entrepreneur, and if you have a bigger community, in the community that you're in, and in the world. I always love to remind everyone about that, the hungry 100 monkeys. Do you guys remember the story of the 100 monkeys who were taught to do something specific? And when they started to do that specific thing, then every monkey in the world started doing it the exact same way without being taught. It was because those 100 monkeys were doing it, then everybody else started to do it as well. This is what 144,000, if not more, millions of us are being called to do, to rise in our frequency, to shift and clear and do all of the shadow work that needs to be done, and to really tap into the frequency and focus our future forward on where we want to go and what we want this world to look like. And I will tell you, once I was able to help my sister shift and really look at where she wants to go and what she wants this world to look like, it was like in an instant she remembered who she was, who the F she was. And so when you have this cellular level trust in your intuition, when you, this is also a call. Oh my God, there's so many videos in this one video, but this is also a call for you. When we think about the burning of witches, and we think about all of the things that have happened in history, that have inquisitions and things like that, that have tried to snuff out intuition, that try to snuff out the ability to listen to your own soul, listen to the divinity that is within your body and be led through that, that has tried to get you to look externally at some other power or some other person or some other government or some other thing in order to step into your own power. When you remember that this was the wake-up call you needed to tap into that energy, and when you do it, when you are connected to your soul, when you decide that no external circumstances decide how you want to feel, when you decide that you are creating your external reality based on what is going on internally with you, and so you are going to manage that vibration internally with you no matter what, the world changes. And so I am calling you, if you are one of the 144,000, and of course there's many more, but I'm loving that number and I'm going to use that number. If you are one of the 144,000 that is going to change the frequency of this planet, that is going to ride us into the new earth, then put it in the comments, I'm one of the 144, and decide today that you are going to let anything external determine how you feel, determine what you say, determine how you live, ask anything else for permission. You are the permission giver. You are the permission granter. You are the person. Divinity in a body is you.